Hi, I'm back at Redstart Cabin. We had a great week here. It's early May, so spring is in full flower. Literally, everything looks fantastic out there. The river is up. They run it out of a reservoir up on the rim during the summer weekends for recreational purposes. So instead of the low, consistent flow we have for most of the year, it gets roaring this time of year, which is really fun. You get to hear it. I was up the creek working with dragonflies looking for birds, and I saw it coming. Actually, I heard it coming first because the sound's amazing. And so it comes on down. So I ran down here and I filmed one of the waterfalls rising in flow rate. It's great to see that happen. And it makes the ambiance of the whole area a lot nicer. The faster moving river pulls air with it, so we get cooler atmosphere in the general area. And the sounds are amazing. I really like the higher flow rates. So I also really like the floors. We decided what to do. We hired a guy out of Phoenix, Arizona Polished Concrete. He sent a crew up from Chile Concrete, and they got the floors done. We learned a lot in the process. The standard practice would be grind at like 30 or 40 grit, grout, grind again, polish, which is 100 and then 200, put in a hardener, and then put on a sealer when you're all done. Okay, so they get up here, and the first thing they do is they grind everything with a lot bigger machine than the last guy had. This machine weighs 1,200 pounds. When we took it out of the trailer, it was a moment away from being a runaway machine. I had a rope on it, the two guys had it on the handles. We were on a little bit of a hill, so when it came out, there was a little drama. But it was all good. So we bring it in, they do all the grinding, and because I'm a little bit paranoid about color matching and the grout they brought with them, there's two different grouts. They've got the grout for the cracks and the general porosity of the concrete, and then there's grout for the cut channels, which is actually a flexible product. So those are both standard gray. Now I'd asked for dovetail gray. I don't know where it went wrong. Dovetail gray is a little warmer. And so I was a little concerned about the fact that they just had standard gray colors here. So they did a little patch. They went through the whole process on a 6x6 area in the studio, and it's okay. I mean, you know, the standard gray works. I'd rather have dovetail gray. So I sent them on turned out to be a wild goose chase in Phoenix the next morning, trying to locate some dovetail gray in the valley. Couldn't find any, went to 4 suppliers, and so we got standard gray. That's what we got. Okay, I'd rather move forward with standard gray than wait another month. Okay, so here we are. They did the grinding, they got it all done. Before they did the densifying and the hardening, they wanted me to inspect it. That was the deal, so I'm inspecting it, and I see in the cracks, where the cracks have been filled with this TX3 from HTC Corporation, it's a 2-part resin, that there's little pits in it. Not everywhere, but in a lot of places, and those pits are gonna catch dirt, you're gonna feel them underfoot. Didn't really like that. And he said, well, it's just the way it is sometimes. Yeah, right. So I went and asked Claude. I said, hey, TX3 from HTC, cracks, blah, 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 pitting. I think maybe it's air bubbles that when they ground, they expose those air bubbles. And Claude said, yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's air bubbles. It can be introduced by the way they mixed it with when they have the motor running. It can be a cause of the heat and humidity being so high that when it first goes into the crack, it skins up, and so the bubbles that naturally outgas can be trapped. All kinds of reasons. It's not important why, but what about the fix? So Claude had some ideas, but let's talk to the expert down in Phoenix. He had some ideas. The guys up here were like, yeah, we'll do whatever you want. So we re-grouted. We ground again on just a dozen areas. I marked places with tape where I thought the pitting was a little bit beyond what I was willing to live with. So we marked some areas, a couple of rough spots that were missing, a spall here and there, which is a void in the concrete that they had missed. So we redid those 12, ground them, did the grout, and then ground them up, and they look great. So then we've got everything polished, and we're in go mode. Now that slowed us down a little bit. They had 3 days allotted, and as we're coming along here, we get to the point that it's starting to get dark. So the final inspection was not quite as bright as it is right now. And so yeah, go ahead and go. So they densified the concrete, they put down the sealer, and then they started on the joints. You do that last. And the first thing you do is you rub soap on both sides of the channel that's been cut, so that the soap keeps the joint compound from staining the concrete next to it. So they're doing that, and they're with flashlights. It's dark now, are putting in joint compound, and I'm with a big bright flashlight. I'm walking around the house looking at things, and I find a spot that we missed. It was a spot that was marked, and they had grouted it, but they didn't grind it completely through. So you can see the grout. It's in the hallway. You can see the grout lines, I mean, where they had grout and then where they didn't, and that straight line just kind of stuck out at me. So I made them do that over again. So they reground that and brought it up and polished it. So we were here until late last night, all of us working. And we had to get at the end of the day, before it got dark, we decided to be smart to put the big machine back in the trailer. So we did that, and that was a bit of a comedy of errors. They said, oh, we got it, no problem. It was a problem. The thing weighs 1,200 pounds, 1,150 or something like that, and so getting it up the ramp was not all that easy. So I volunteered to help.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Sit down.
I suggested we do that thing you do with furniture where you walk it up the final bit, because we couldn't get it in a single run.
Okay. Ready? Come on. Okay. Ready? Okay, it's in the wheel well. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Would you know? Or?
Yeah. Always. Okay.
This home stretch, home stretch.
And I think at this point we just go straight in, right?
Yeah. Push it up.
But it was a lot of fun, so I got my workout in for the day. That and burying a trench full of electrical lines that I did down below. So I'm a little bit tired this morning. But the place looks great. The floors are good. We learned that the concrete actually is different colors in different areas. There's areas where it gets darker and lighter, and it creates this good industrial vibe. I love the look, and it's going to be just fantastic. So that all went really well. And next up, we've got interior doors and then drywall, and this place will look a lot different at that point. Oh, I had one fun thing happen. I was up the creek, I was working with dragonflies, and a redstart flew through. And now I had a camera with me, and I saw a redstart. And you guys haven't seen a redstart yet. I've been looking, man. It's been the holy grail. And they're hard to photograph or to video because they're so fast. They flit, flit, flit. They don't stand there and pose for you like a robin does. So I shot some clips, and one of them, if I slow it down to 50%, you get a pretty good look at it. So here's a redstart.